Yo, 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 let's get the business.
I just shot at a film like this pool party joint at this mansion. Yeah, you feel me? So
how you been doing, man?
man, I've been good, brody.
Feeling healthy?
Man,
busy? I know you're busy, man.
Healthy, very busy, very healthy, man.
Man, but we got start it off correct and proper and clear for the people, and definitely the people in the back. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I was able to witness some growth, but look, I'm just highly appreciative to have you on the platform today. This man has reached tremendous heights, the sharp, crafty professional, executor behind the lens, the implementation of the sauce, accuracy bringing visions to reality, consistently putting in the work, superbly gifted and creative. Video quality is top of the line and unmatched, unbeatable ticket too. Because some of y'all have no clue how much the music video used to cost.
Man.
You talking about love on the ticket, yo, that's an understatement.
Man.
That's a whole nother story though. I'm not gonna hold you. Filming in multitude of genres, whether it be weddings, parties, short films, concerts, GMC commercial, cookout, movies, family events, music videos, of course, the list goes on. There's no limitations. He's super consistent, nice balance of versatility, reliable, always on time, giving you the crispy quality, proper marketing, promo, special packages to offer, sick transitions and flips, ultimately cultivating a powerful and vulnerable brand carved in stone. Yo, and built longevity, working with heavy influences, popular names, legendary stars in the game, throughout the culture, equipped with that go-getters mentality, that passion and that drive that gravitates other people towards you. Highly respected and appreciated throughout the area and further extended, and proceeds continue. Seriously, if you ain't got one from this man, I don't know what you're smoking. Yo, you know what I mean?
For sure.
You have to, make your purchase ASAP. You slacking. You know what I mean? Catch up. That part. The service you provided, it's excellent. We appreciate it, man. It's up on the direction. You've been all over the world filming, editing, networking, bringing beautiful footage to the atmosphere on point. Always approved and, of course, highly recommended.
Ladies and gentlemen,
flex your mind.
Flex your mind, man.
Yeah, FLODA in the building.
Man.
How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm good, bro. I feel blessed.
I just love hearing it again. I know you said it earlier.
I feel blessed, bro.
Yes. Always a pleasure to be around, connect and vibe. The energy's always cool.
Definitely.
You stay extremely busy, and you're usually on the other end of the camera. So I appreciate you stopping by, bro.
Man, no, for sure.
No doubt. Add him on everything, ASAP Rocky, for all your filming services on Instagram, Flex Your Mind, of course.
Right.
And every other thing, all the other social media platforms. So when did the breaking point come about when you decided to take the career on full throttle?
So starting off as a music artist, as a rapper.
That's right.
That was my first love for real, and it changed my life. Having, finding something in life that people really, applauded me for. I found it helped me on my road to, finding my purpose. I think, and with just motivating people and things like that.
Right.
But later down the line, not to say, the people that were doing my visuals, they were doing them good, but I wanted them excellent. And that's not a shot to anybody that was doing my videos. They just wasn't, my vision's different. And it was hard to explain my vision. I wasn't giving them any mood boards or anything like that. I didn't know anything about mood boards, or how to get my thoughts on paper, or, to where somebody could really understand. So my frustrations caused me to go get a camera. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, let me do this myself.
Right.
And then that further one led me to, I was like, wow, like, people are really like, yo, who filmed your video? Who did? I'm like, I did it myself.
Word.
And the very first time somebody actually paid me, they gave me $200, and that $200 felt like $1 million to me, because nobody had ever paid me for my talent. Just for my talent.
There's a great feeling from that, and the satisfaction comes from that. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. I was like, yo, you just paid me $200 to do something. I felt like I cheated the game.
Right.
This was something that I loved to do.
Mm-hmm.
And it just changed my whole perspective. It wasn't even about like like I appreciate the money part, but it was more so like I don't have to go to work.
Right.
I can really do this. I can really do this and make a living. Like
the reality of the vision.
It just hit
coming.
like,
yeah.
Wow. So
Right.
that's what just changed everything for me, man. That first $200.
That sounds truly beautiful, bro. Yeah. I can relate in other aspects, but when you first get that, it's like getting that first.
Oh my God,
that
bro.
feeling, man. I feel you. It was a rush.
I remember that feeling, bro.
And from there on out, you knew that the vision was definitely beyond doable, beyond achievable, right?
Man, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was up from there, bro.
Right.
I was like, and the crazy part about it, the person, my older videographer, shout out to him. He was like, I worked out a deal with him at that time. This is years ago, but at that time, I think I want to say the videos was like 400. So I would charge people like 200 and give him 200 to edit.
Right.
I didn't know how to edit.
Editing.
Yeah. So from there, it turned to I shot the video and I had bought my computer, and then Final Cut Pro was 300.
Final Pro,
software, Final Cut Pro. So I got the 400 from him. I was like, "Look, man, you know I done paid bills and everything. This is the only 400 I really got right now.
Crunch time,
you know." So it was like I can send dude the 200, and I'm gonna have the 200 left, or I can buy Final Cut Pro, but I gotta edit this guy's video, so I gotta take a chance.
Yeah.
And
a risk.
And and I did. And I was like, I bought it and I stayed on that computer until I learned it. Shout out Final Cut Pro. It's very intuitive. I learned it. I edited his video in maybe 12 hours. And that was my first time. So I was learning as I was editing. It takes me maybe 4 to 5 hours now.
You cut off a lot of time now.
Yeah. But at that first time, 12 hours, gave it back to him and he loved it. And that was another skill. So I was like, now I can edit too.
That put off another layer.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not sending no more money out. No more money out.
Yo, this is reality.
I was like, it's just crazy. Like, is this actually happening? Like, he was excited and he was telling everybody and people was inboxing me, and I just thought for a moment, like, if I keep doing that, people are going to keep contacting me, and I'm going to stay in business. I'm going to be of like a high demand. Yeah, if I keep doing that, keep making people happy. It's truly beautiful once you see it cultivating and flourishing. How you visualized it, right? It's almost exactly how I knew it was going to go. It's still surprising that it happened, but it's like I knew it, but it's still like, wow, this is really happening. Yes. And like you had mentioned earlier, it's difficult to explain your creative process and your creative thinking to someone because it's so organic and therapeutic. It's just like, it's hard for me to do it. I can never, it's hard to express that. Because you went through what you went through in life and whatever to make you who you are. So your brain is going to work totally different from how mine works. Absolutely. You may be more laid back and this other person may be more turned and outgoing. And so when you explain a vision, his mind is going somewhere totally different. Yeah. So even 100%. One word can be ambiguous. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like I said, he can be thinking something totally different. So that's why you need those pictures and mood boards and things. So you can show somebody like, oh, right. You know, you need videos to show somebody what are they called? Anyway, it's kind of like your portfolio, right? Yeah, just basically showing somebody like, this is what I mean. Not this exactly, but this is kind of reference videos. Reference, examples. Yeah, you need reference videos and things like that. You know what I mean? So that's you know, and I mean, if you look at when we went to school and everything, they always had graphs and charts, and that they never just told you, hey, this is no. They always showed you.
Here's
what
an
was
example.
going on. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right. And aspirations and inspirations, and then you take it and develop it into your own version. Right?
Exactly.
So you've already basically explained some adversities you were able to overcome as far as branding. And I notice you take your work seriously, but you also enjoy it. You know what I mean? You're having fun with your film and your editing, things of that nature. So, hey, big shout out to you, man, for just putting in the work and having faith in yourself, taking a leap of faith, like you said, and believing in yourself and trusting the process. Because there is a process, and it definitely doesn't happen overnight.
Man.
Even though you had that result or two, still the developing stages came about, and you were patient enough to hang around and stick it out. You know what I mean?
Man.
And now you're shining like a light bulb,
man.
Yeah. Plus, editing is a whole different monster. People don't realize the preparation, time and effort. I mean, but I love what you do, man. You got a passion for it, and it's work.
I told so many people, so I've taught so many people, how to film and edit, and
which is skill set and expertise.
And once it gets down to editing, I tell everybody like, yo, I want to learn. I'm like, listen, you cannot think about the money. Like with anything you're starting off doing, right. You know what I mean? You really have to have a passion for it. But I mean, really, you're going to go over the same clip maybe hundreds of times.
Literally.
To, critique it. And it only may be a half of a second of the video of that one clip.
Talk heavy.
So, you know what I mean? So really think about, if you really got to love it, just really, really have that talk with yourself and understand what you're getting yourself into before you get into editing. It's beautiful if you really love it, but just, hey. You're
right. Yeah. I feel like me and you, what we have in common is we're both creative people first.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. They see the glitz and the glamour and the ownership and things of that nature. You know what I mean? But I'm really I feel like you're a creative. You've always been super creative. And that's what people, that's hard to explain. You know what I mean?
It is. No, it is. It is. I think I've had a big imagination my whole life.
Yeah.
Like I've had a huge, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. So
I didn't get in trouble a lot when I was younger, but my pops was very strict. Oh,
word?
So you very strict.
I couldn't imagine growing up with a pops.
Very strict. Don't get me wrong.
He was on your heels?
Man, because my pops came from the street. So
word.
He already knew what it came with. He was in and out of jail. There's a lot of times I had to step up and be a man, but so he knew what was out there. So he was very strict on me.
Right.
So saying that, anytime I did get in trouble, I was in my room. All right. And it wasn't you get to watch TV. No, go read a book.
None of that.
No privilege. So it was a lot of times. And I'm like, man, I don't want to read a book. Sometimes, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Sometimes I read a book, but most of the time I was just using my imagination.
Right.
I was literally in there. I wasn't in my room. I would be laying back, looking at the ceiling, just, I could just imagine so many different things just sitting there. Days after days. I felt like I was on house arrest. It'd be months. I'm like, dang, he's for real. It's been 4 months. School home. I'm like, this is for real.
They out there playing kickball and
so that's how when I see things,
I can relate to the imagination part of that.
Man.
Yeah, I do.
That's why when I see things, even when my homies talk about their visions and things, I it's so crazy. It's almost like I could visually see it.
Like you're inside of it.
Like it's almost, it's already there.
And let's talk about the feeling of it.
Yes.
Not even the vision, the feeling.
Yes.
The vibe. That's where vibe really comes from. It's that feeling within.
Yes, absolutely.
Those vibrations.
Absolutely.
That energy.
Absolutely.
So how'd you come up with the name Flex Your Mind?
It actually came from an album. When I was doing music.
I remember that album.
Yeah, and that was the first one, the very very first one I had done, and that's what got me a little local buzz, and got my names solidified, in the area.
That was dope what you was doing though,
and I don't know why it just stuck with me.
Catchy.
Yeah, it just stuck with me, and I just wanted to push that as a brand. Just flex your mind.
Your logo is dope too. It's crazy. It's catchy and captivating. How'd you come up with that?
So actually, I gave my homie Taj. He's like, he makes, his drawing is so crazy, man. He's drew things for like Nickelodeon. I think Nick Jr.
That's
things
tough.
like that. He's made a book that's a kid's book that's went crazy, did crazy numbers. So I drew something up.
Yeah.
I did the sketch. I don't even want to show y'all the sketch. It was ugly.
Mm-hmm.
But he just took from that. He did his thing. He made his own. But I just basically showed him that how close I wanted the letters together.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So he made it
different.
He made it different, but that's what he took from that, how close the letters
were just a little bit more spread out.
Yeah. And he just took, okay, like you want this kind of like bunched in. And he kind of put the brain, kind of the lines and everything in it.
It does, kind of like a brain feel.
Yeah, and then I was like, yo, I kind of wanted 3D too.
That's
like
tough.
I want that gloss, I want that 3D. I want something like I want when people see this, they know this is high quality.
You want it jumping out at them.
Yeah, I want them to know with this logo on this video, I'm getting quality.
It's on full display.
He's like, I got you, and he delivered
hard. And you've always make sure you display with professionalism like that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Talk heavy. I noticed you've completed some commercials. A few of them. Could you tell us one of your favorites?
I would probably have to say the REESE'S commercial.
That one was super tough.
I think that was fun because me and the homies created that, and we did that in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about product commercials, because you don't have to be anywhere crazy. You can literally do it, in your own home, in your kitchen, wherever.
It's a good point.
As long as you can get it done. So you can do $1,000 commercials in the comfort of your own home.
As long as you implement it, and place it right.
Right.
Angles.
So yeah, exactly. So, we had the backdrops and everything we need. I went in, I grabbed the items from the store, and we cooked up. It took maybe like a 2 or 3 hour process making it, but it was just like you said before, the creativity.
Yo, it jumped out.
It was just creative.
It jumped out of me, like super catchy.
I'm like, yo, that we can do this.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew before we did it, but it was just the fact of, after seeing some, it's like, yeah, we can do this. When are we?
So what's the one? Was it a beer with the Nappy Roots joint?
Yes, that one too. I love
chicken and what was it? Watermelon and chicken?
Watermelon and grits.
Grits?
I think, something
chicken
like
and
that.
grits or something?
Or something. It was watermelon and something like that.
Hey, that was hard body.
It was,
I just seen it last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
That make the can crack and the beer come up out the can and stuff.
Yes, yeah, talk heavy on that.
Yeah, man. You just, like I said once before, you have to see it before it happens. You have to see it before it happens, so you know what direction you're taking it in.
See it before it happens.
And like I said, I think I'm very good, as far as in that aspect. Like I can really see something before it happens. So it helps.
And then the execution is brilliant.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you developed some strong relationships along the way, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Long lasting memories. And also, quickly, could you give me a top 3 or 5 filmmakers or inspirations?
What's crazy? This may sound so crazy. I don't have any.
0.
Yeah, I don't have any. And like I said, it's so crazy.
No, I feel it. I do.
It's so crazy. People tell me filmmakers all the time, and I guess they say that, to build on conversations.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know anything about these filmmakers or
that's
these
the
guys.
truth.
The only person I would say as far as like in the music video world is Cole Bennett.
Okay.
I did Lyrical Lemonade did, but I mean as far as like movies and stuff,
yeah,
I don't know any. I'm a fan of a lot of movies, but
understandable though, bro. Because
I don't know it by name.
I design merchandise and clothes, and I couldn't tell you my top 3 favorite designers.
Right.
I have, inspirations and influences along the way, but I couldn't tell you like any direct ones. I couldn't do it.
Exactly. And I think for like I said, Cole Bennett just kind of came across and I seen his stuff and he kind of stuck with me as an artist when I was making music. But I'm saying just like as a videographer / cinematographer, right? I never wanted to really get into somebody else's work and really study their work. Because you just tend to start taking some of their, you know what I mean? Yeah, like after seeing it,
you didn't want to become them.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I don't even want to know how they did all that or what their style is. I'm just going off of. I'm just filming. I'm messing up. I'm making my own mistakes and I'm learning from that. And I'm making my own style just for making my own mistakes. Because some of my mistakes, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna keep that. Oh, that's gonna be in my style.
Hey, Bob Ross. like, Bob Ross said mistakes don't exist.
You know what I mean? So I love making mistakes. So
yeah. Hey, I was kind of like that with music, man. I didn't really like listen to, like when I used to do a lot of music. I didn't really listen to a lot of people's music. I just got locked in what I was doing.
Every day. I just listen to me, bro. Every day. That's all I listen to. It's kind of crazy listening to other people now.
Plus, I'm a Leo. Weird. I just walk around, listen to myself.
Yeah, for sure.
No, like, I'm going ignorant on this.
No, definitely.
What about specific films? Could you name some inspirational films that you've seen some stuff? It could have been some fly-ins, some transitions, things of that nature. That you was like, yo, that's tough right there.
Recently, I would say The Bad Boys. I think it was what was the last
one? The new joint? The new one?
Was it 3?
Man, it may have been even 4. I'm not even sure.
4.
But they did just drop one here recently.
All right, so I'm sorry to ruin it if anybody hasn't seen it yet, but have you seen it?
No.
Ah, man, I'm sorry to ruin it for you, bro.
That's all good.
But there was this, it was an actual dope transition, and it really made me want to focus in on my transitions. See, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. But anyway.
But it's inspiration.
Yeah, I get it. But so Martin, in the beginning, I'm going to just say something happened to Martin.
There you go.
Something
spoiler
happened.
alert.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. I'm gonna just say something happened. I won't say what happened. Something happened to Martin in the beginning, and he was going through this. He was going through these different scenes, and it was just how he transitioned through those scenes. You almost forgot that it was a film.
Word.
And that's what I like.
Oh, I gotta see it now.
You almost forgot that it was a film because the effects seem so natural. The effects, and that's what I like. I like effects that seem so natural that you forget that they're even effects.
Yes.
It was almost like I was just like looking inside of his mind or something.
That's hard. I've seen a few music videos lately like that.
He came down into the bed, and when he came down into the bed, the covers like went over him too, and I was like, how did they do that?
Amazing.
That was like one of the best transitions I've ever seen.
I have to witness. I gotta watch.
I was like, yo, I swear I rewinded that same part about maybe 10 times.
That sounds tough.
And I cannot figure out how they did it.
See, I love those moments, man.
Yeah.
It inspired you so much. It was bone chilling, bro.
Yeah, yes. I was like, because I couldn't usually I can figure something out. Oh, they added light, they bounced the light off the wall, and they did this. That I still to this day I cannot figure out how they did that.
Kind of like
it's so natural.
It was different.
I can't find a flaw in it.
Yeah.
Like I cannot, it's flawless. I cannot find like no percentage of flaw in that transition. It's That's so tough. Crazy.
Man. You watch it over and over again.
Man. And I say as far as video, music video, there's this artist. Her name is I think it's like CAMAERA LENS.
Kind of like an R&B artist.
Yes, she's kind of like an R&B / rap, mostly rap, but it's more like a lot of soulful rap.
Word.
Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's boom bap, but
like
there's
methodical.
there's this one, I forgot the name of the song, but that's my favorite modern music video. I had it on the top of my head.
I seen the hard one with DJ Paul and Lil White. It's called
really?
Drugs in Me.
A recent one?
Yeah, it's hard. It's like all these different transitions and movie scenes. That's all the video is. It's not even hardly them. Like they're in it a little bit, but it's like different clips. It's crazy. And then there's a Snoop Dogg video, Snoop Dogg featuring Jelly Roll and Tom Petty. It's called Last Dance with Mary Jane. Ignorant.
I think, was he like a cartoon or something?
It's a bunch of that going on. Yeah.
I think I seen that one. That one was hard. I think I did see that one.
That one was heavy.
That was different.
Yeah.
Snoop is hitting a whole different level. I think you have to, once you're considered a legend, you have to come out like that.
That's next level. That video, man, it had to be at least $1 million video. Like that.
For sure. For sure.
So what's one monumental moment that stands out to you in memory that's unforgettable?
Just period or in film?
Let's say in film, man.
It's too many, man.
There's a lot.
That's
a petty question.
It's too many to unbox. I'm not gonna lie. When I got my when I got a red cam.
There you go. Word.
Yeah, when I got the red cam. And that was because I had wrote down a lot of equipment on my board. I got a
bucket list.
Yeah, I got a marker board. I got a play board, you know, in my home. Shout out to my homie Otis. I got that from him. I seen a big, the hugest marker board. You know, if you've ever played football and you see the mark, they had a big ass marker board in the room.
I got scheduled.
Yeah, I'm talking about it is huge. So I was like, nah, I gotta get one because I seen the X's and the things he was marking out. I'm like, nah, he's going. I said, I gotta get me one, man. So I did that, and I wrote down everything that I wanted in my business, like equipment wise, and that was one of the biggest things on there. That was one of them, and I grabbed it, and it was just so crazy because I wasn't thinking I was going to grab that as soon as I did.
It was maybe we wrote it down. I feel like it helps.
Oh my God, it helps because every time you see it, it reminds you. It reminds you. Every time you see it, it's like
right there.
It reminds you. It reminds you. It keeps reminding you, like, hey, bro, don't forget about this.
The repetitive
keep plotting on this. Like, keep trying to figure out how you can get this.
Yes,
and that's what it did.
It planted in your mind consistently.
That's what it did, you know. So, and that was a little bit over $6,000. But the grabbing that was like now things that are like $1,000, $2,000. Don't get me wrong. It of course, you know, that's of course that's money. But that's still money.
But that was a rush. That was a moment, though.
Yeah. We can't act. I'm never going to act like 2,000. Ah, man, that's 2,000. No, I know that's still some money.
Let's be clear.
Yeah, that's still some money. Like if somebody lost 2,000, they're going to be mad. Like they're going to be hot. Like it can change. You know what I'm saying? It's still
everywhere, man.
That could make somebody fight. You know what I'm saying? So. Now that I got that out the way, 2,000, I was starting to look at 2,000 like it's not as much as I thought it was. You know,
100%.
Now I'm looking at the 6,000 like it's not as much as I thought it was. I would say that.
Yeah.
It's not as much as I thought it was.
Right.
Because, you know, like I said, grabbing that and then making more money after that and realizing like, man, I could have probably got something even more expensive.
You was able to evolve.
Yeah.
So
like I said, it's just that was a big moment for me. Like, oh my God, I didn't think I was going to be able to grab this. It just changed the value of money. It just changed now. Even something that was 1,500 at the time was like, I can't get that.
That was another.
You know what I mean?
That was another leap of faith, though. That's another example of that.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't come from a family with that had a lot of money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the 1,000, 1,500 that was looked at like 100K.
Absolutely,
in my eyes. So
I feel it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's wrong with value.
Like, oh my God, that's 1,500.
Ain't nothing wrong with value in economics.
Yeah.
So was you inspired by like graphics in video games, cartoons, claymation,
anime? I'm a big anime head. I'm a big anime head. That's like even now, like even now, I'd probably pick anime over watching. I tell my shorty all the time over watching humans. Like, are we watching humans now, or are we watching? Like, she like, there's this new movie. Is it Humans? Like, you feel me? Like, my mind is somewhere totally
in the anime world.
It's somewhere totally different. But I actually got her in the anime.
That's hard. I kind of crept a little bit. I had somebody. They asked me to start drawing them anime characters.
Yeah.
So I actually drew a few. One of them was like Dragon Slayer, Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
I drew him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your favorite anime? You got top 3 or something?
Dragon Ball Z for sure. Yeah. That's the GOAT of them all. Dragon Ball Z. Bro, I was a kid.
Put me on game, yeah.
Bro, and it's just a simple fact of, just in a nutshell, the main character, he's always with it. Like, he's never dodging smoke. Like, he's like,
always
bro, there can be 10 people.
Yeah.
He's gonna rip his shirt off and he's gonna figure out some way. He's gonna be like, all right, what we doing? Like, he's not dodging smoke. So that just, I ain't gonna lie, it's good character traits. Like, I took of helping me be fearless. Like, bro, this dude is really not backing down from nothing. Like, bro, I'm like, okay, he's gonna back down now. You gotta back down now. He's like, no, like, and he always wins.
That's what I get from the characteristic traits. That's interesting,
bruh. And he just always prevails. Don't get me wrong. He takes L's. But I'm saying, for the most part, he might lose the battle, but he wins the war.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's always
so people get the same thing from Marvel and DC. Wrestling, stuff like that.
They lose sometimes, but it ain't over till it's over.
Right. I remember the Undertaker in wrestling. He was undefeated for a minute. Like, he's never gonna lose.
You see what I'm saying? And it's sometimes we just look at those people like they just inspire us in ways, or motivate us. Like, oh my God, like, how can you just keep winning like this? Like, what's in you to just keep going? Like,
and that goes back to the creative consistency that you have, because I feel like there's always this destination we're trying to travel and reach to.
Yeah,
creatively. It's like the hamster wheel effect, you know what I mean? But we never actually get there.
Never.
And it keeps us driven.
And I tell everybody that it's literally, we've heard it all the time that it's a marathon, but I don't really think people really grasp and understand there is no make it. Like, the word make it, there is you just have to enjoy the journey and the process.
Right.
That in itself, there is no, I made it.
There is none.
Like,
that don't exist.
I think I define success by, having control of your time.
Bro, you a smart man, because I was going to ask you that later.
So that just having control of your time. Like, right now, I feel like I'm successful being able to say, I want to take off this week. And I want to kick it with my son a little more this week. And, I've done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, he's pulling me and he just wants to lay down and just watch cartoons.
I feel like that's the ultimate American goal.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
Is to have that independency and that option.
Bro, that's what we chase. Everybody wants control of their time.
Absolutely.
That's success. We want control of our time over everything.
And the beautiful thing too is within that time, you also perfected your craft.
Yes.
And you put together an incredibly colorful and brilliant portfolio, you know what I mean? For
Absolutely.
People you got any package deals going on for people right now?
Not really at the moment. But I do tailor package deals
Is there a place?
to situations.
Okay. So is there somewhere the people can go check that out? And
I always tell people contact me.
Word.
I love to hear your situation because we may be able to, like I said, tailor a package for you and your situation.
Right.
That it may fit you really good, but nobody else in the world. Like it only fits you and your situation good. And I've done a lot of packages like that. That, like I said, and I think that's what helps. You know, that's what has helped me too, because I've been tailoring packages and pricing sometimes. And
you're, like you said, you're flexible with people. You're considerate, and you range out, like you said, a large number of audiences. You know, geographically, culturally, ethnically.
Absolutely.
So you're right. Different strokes for different folks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So let's get to business. Do you have a favorite drone?
Drone?
Yeah. Like with the drones?
I would say the DJI. Anything DJI. I love DJI.
That's hard.
DJI, I would tell y'all. So I had it's called the DJI Air 2S.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all ever get into drones, you have to get DJI. So I'm gonna tell it's a very long story, but I'm gonna make it super short, like super short. Basically, what happened was I was flying a drone. It was tracking the car.
Yeah.
And we went over the bridge, and I asked the guy. I was like, "Are we going over the bridge?" And he was like, "No, I don't think so." So I'm watching my screen, and I look up, and he was like, "Yo, I think we're going over the bridge." And I'm like, "Oh no!" Like that's why I was asking.
like yo.
So I panicked because at that moment I'm like, the bridge. They had these. They just had these things where it's like I didn't know if the drone was going to hit it or not, so I didn't want to take a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So I panicked. I disconnected from the drone.
Word.
It just let it hover, and I figured when we come back. I was like, I never tried it, but I just try to reconnect on the way back. And on our way back, it wasn't in the air. So I was like, oh man, it had to drop out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I told him to go back to where we first took the drone off at, where we were parked at. Tell me why, as we were pulling up, the drone was landing in that same spot. It went back. So it lost, and I looked it up. And if it loses connection, it will then fly up, and it will go fly around buildings. We took a few turns, so it flew around a couple buildings.
Word.
And it flew back home.
What?
So it found
home, and the home point was where we first lifted off at.
The drone navigated itself, bro.
Electronic, and it has sensors. So if it's going to hit something, it'll just go around it.
Wow.
Robots on the way, brother.
Yeah. Yes, so that blew my mind.
Robots is going to take over.
One of the best, I'm talking about the best purchases I've ever made. I was just like, I thought my money had went down the drain.
Sounds amazing. Though.
I thought my money went down the drain just to see it fly back down. I was like, oh
what
my
a
God.
fun toy to play around with.
God. It's crazy fun.
Oh
my
nice,
God.
For real.
Everybody was shocked. It was like, oh man, Flex has that stuff, man. He's got, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we shop with you, because what? Like,
this is what we work for.
Yeah. So that was a great experience for all of us.
I got to flex your mind on this one, though.
Okay.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone, absolutely. iPhone.
We love this brother. Protect this brother at all costs.
I think, I'm not going to lie, I think Android can do a lot of great things. Don't get me wrong, but it's
we gotta
like
get petty with it though.
But it's like the way the world is moving, and most of the people you're going to connect with, most of them have iPhone.
No
like, don't go against the grain.
Join the squad. Come on.
Don't go against the grain. Like, you're just going to make it more hard for yourself.
Don't be a bum. Just go on.
Like, you know. It's just when that green message pop up sometimes for people, and you know, we've heard it 1,000 times, and it's true. When the green, you just feel like they're not tapped in. When the green message, I'm like, they're not here. They're not in tune to what's going on.
Yeah,
like
that part, they're out of the loop.
Like,
that's funny, right? Yeah, but yeah, come on, Team iPhone, join the game.
Gotta join.
Yo. Favorite places to travel or vacation?
So I think haven't been out the country yet.
Word?
Yeah, haven't been yet.
Where would you like to go?
I'm supposed to go to Africa on the 15th.
That's word to mother.
I was supposed to go on the 15th.
Motherland.
Yeah. And I was supposed to shoot a music visual, and I was going to document some things.
That's tough.
That were troubling me mentally. And I just want to find out a lot of things for myself, document it, take it back home, show it to my kids, show it to my followers, you know, from my mouth. Like, hey, I don't know if this is troubling y'all, but this is what I found out.
A lot of culture over there.
So that's what I wanted to do, but it didn't. It's like not yet. Just things didn't plan out yet.
Right. It'll come.
But for right now, I would say just in the US, LA was crazy.
Word. Shout out to LA.
And it's all who you go with.
Word.
Bro, you can literally go. I don't care where you go. It's all about who you go with.
Yeah, the demographics are a little different on that.
So I went to LA with they were millionaires.
Word. So you felt secure?
Man,
the culture's different over there. Let's be
here's
the drill. Yeah,
I was saying it was $800 just to get in the club. I'll say that. So it was $800 just to get in the club.
That cost of living.
You know what I'm saying? And I have the video. If y'all can check it on my Facebook. But they literally, there was this there was this club. They weren't strippers. They were just dancers. Like they had on clothes, you know, but there was this dancer that came down on this fake plane, but it was like this huge fake plane. Huge. The ceiling was so huge, like you couldn't,
like a prop.
It got like, it was so dark, you couldn't see that there was a plane up there. It's almost like it came out the shadows.
Word.
And she was dancing on the plane. And then she just went back up and disappeared. I was like, where are we, bro? Like, where did you take me, bro?
You was in Los Angeles at the club?
Yeah. And then
what was the club name?
Another time, a disco ball came down and this girl was dancing on a disco ball, and it did the same thing. I was like, where are they coming from?
It was an alien.
Yeah, I'm like, is there more of them just sitting up there waiting for the beat to drop to come in? And it
extraterrestrial.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, I'm like,
extraterrestrial.
Yeah. And then there's this girl swinging. There's a swing. And she's just swinging. I'm like, who just swings in the club? Yeah, this is different.
Different world.
I'm like, it just depends who you go with out of town.
You remember the club name?
That I do not know.
You didn't know where you was at, right?
I didn't know. You know what's crazy? This is the most craziest story I ever told. I'll make it short also.
Hey, talk heavy.
So I don't smoke at all.
Word.
You know, I'm not 420 friendly. My mind's so crazy, I'll trip. So
and you was over there in 420 country.
Yeah. So you know, I was around people that smoked heavy.
You in California?
Yes. So I was high, and I was high, and so while we were in this club, I'm like, man, I'm high. I don't know what I'm like. I don't know why I'm this far away from Radcliffe right now. Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm like, what am I doing this far away from Radcliffe? So, long story short, they cut off the music. They put on this red bright light, and they put on this scary music.
Yo, you was bugging.
Bro. It was just like this piano, like dun dun dun. And the DJ's like, oh no. Like, what do you mean, oh no? You the DJ. If the DJ says, oh no, I've never heard a DJ say, oh no. Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean, oh no? Somebody got a gun, what's going on? And he says, look. So I'm like, what are we looking at? So now my heart's about to fall out of my chest. And this casket, they were bringing the casket. I have this on video. So you know I'm not lying. I have this on video. So they're bringing this casket out, these guys and these women. So now y'all probably could just imagine what I'm thinking. You know, if you're high, you're not used to being high. You probably thinking Illuminati, all this. Like, oh, they sacrifice somebody, or I'm with rich people. So I'm like, oh, this is how they party. Oh shit. Like, so I'm like, this is crazy. Long story short,
This is getting good.
This person popped out the casket, and I think they had YG's face, right? In this cardboard thing, and the beat dropped, and it said, R.I.P. I just killed the club. And I was like, yo.
I bet that was creepy.
You did all of that. Like, you almost killed me. You almost mentally, like, I'm about dead mentally. Like, I'm tripping. You did all that to introduce us something, bro. You could have just played the song. Like, y'all are too extra for me, bro. I wasn't ready for that.
That was extra.
Yeah, they brought a whole casket out. You got to let people know you about to do stuff.
Bought the whole joint out. You like, yo, what's getting ready to transfer?
And I had, like I said, I have this on video. It's on my Facebook. And when I tell people that they don't believe,
you cannot make this up.
Yeah, I cannot make this up. And they did that throughout the night.
That's a wild story, man.
So I don't have that same one, but I have. When they came the second time, I was like, oh no, I'm recording this.
Yeah,
the first time I want to record. The second time, I'm like, oh no, I'm
spooky not to record.
Yeah, and there was another song where guy talking about he was about to kill the club or something. Every time it was a song about killing the club, they got on a casket. So
everything that you didn't want to listen to or hear was going on at that moment.
I'm like, man, this is crazy. So do they do this all
I'm glad you came back to life though, brother.
Man, yo.
Glad you here with us.
Yo, I couldn't wait to come back to rap.
Hey, big shout out to that experience, bro. Ooh. That was definitely some curveballs in that one.
It was life changing. Like when people say, yo, we're lit is gonna be lit. No, it's not.
Did I ask you this one? Chicken wings?
Chicken wings?
Drums?
Drum?
Flats? Which ones you rocking with?
Flats.
Flat gang.
Flats.
And another one.
Because it's just you can just.
There's a reason?
It's absolutely.
Yeah. Break it down,
bro. It's just. I don't know. It's just the way it's structured. You could just be like, bam, done. Like, you feel me? Like the way it's just structured. It off? Yeah, bro. It's just like, bam.
The texture. And
I don't know if it's just, I don't know. Like, it just, indies.
Shout out to indies.
Lee's. People be sleeping on Lee's, bro. You gotta get the flock of wings.
I rock with Lee's.
This flock of wings spicy. I'm telling you, it's. Bro, I don't know if they just cook them right to where
it's right.
It just fall off the bone like that, but it just damn like
you ain't had a drum in a minute.
Like
Team Flats. That's what he's rocking
bro. With. Yeah, Team Flats, man.
Would you prefer early or late flights?
I'm more early.
Word.
I don't know why. I really don't rock with nighttime.
You like to get it out the way early?
No, just period. I don't rock with nighttime, bro.
Not a vampire at all?
No, I don't. The older I got, the more I'm like,
it's time to sleep, right?
It's time to go to bed, bro.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
What about hotel or Airbnb?
Hotel or Airbnb. I'm more of a.
You flexible with it? Depends.
I probably prefer hotel. Hotel, a nice higher class hotel. They're gonna give you your breakfast and all of that. You
service,
they're gonna get you all the way together. I went to
I do like that complimentary breakfast in the morning.
I forgot it was a hotel, the SLE or something like that in I think it was Miami. But man. I went out back. I walked out back, and they had this pool with these trees over top. It just felt like we was in the island somewhere.
That breeze flying through there,
man. And this big, nice round table type situation. They was bringing the grapes and all of that, the fruits and all of that. You know what I'm saying? It just, bro, it was
sounds exquisite.
Man, it was lovely, bro. And then you got colorful birds just coming through, just posted up. I'm like, bro, where is this at?
You catch some B-roll of that?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I was on the job.
King.
I was on the job.
Yeah.
Most of these places, just like the place I was talking about in LA, I was on the job.
Word.
And that's the best part about it. I'm like, having fun. You can have fun as long as you got the camera rolling. You can have fun, bro.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm having fun. I'm just keeping the camera rolling. But I'm like, yo, y'all are paying for my, to my hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm getting paid to come out here.
The perks.
You know what I'm saying? My food's getting paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm literally getting paid to go on a vacation.
You're in Miami underneath some palm trees.
Bro, I'm literally getting paid to go on vacation.
Nice, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a vacation spot.
You're going to, you got to think about it. If you went out with the homies or whatever, you're going to be filming anyway. Y'all going to take turns filming each other anyway.
Like, is that one of the most enjoyable things about your career?
Yeah,
has
bro.
To be, huh?
Just like I said, you're literally getting paid to travel. Like, nothing beats that, bro.
That is unbeatable. It is. And to do what you love, man. Like, yo, it's brilliant.
And then sometimes I was like, oh, I'm going to, like, one time, I was like, I'm going to Texas. I had another client down there. And I was like, yo, I got a job in Texas. I'm going to be down there for 2 days. Like, you said you want to do something. What's up? And he was like, okay, bet. So I wound up staying with them. And we worked for the whole day. So I got in 2 extra jobs.
Plus, I noticed you end up mingling around the Texas and the Houston culture.
Oh, yeah.
To my understanding, because you were rocking with Lil Flip down there.
I love it. Oh my god!
Shot one of Lil Flip's videos.
Oh man, yeah, that was
Lil Flip video.
Yeah, that was with Shark Living and this guy named Cherky Work Clothes.
Big shout out to the H-Town.
Man, bro,
that was hard, man.
Yeah, so man,
Lil Flip was king.
He was humble. He was chill.
Yeah,
a lot of celebrities, I'm not gonna lie, like they're extra. You know what I'm saying? But the people that's been in the game for a minute, they probably did. Like, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Flip had his extra moments.
He was platinum at one point.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he had his extra where he was extra. But
I know what you mean. That's
he didn't grew through it. He grew through it, and he's like, man, I know what this is really about. You know what I mean? So. Yeah. Not saying that's what it is. It just that's what it seemed like. And he was chill. He literally just talked to us like regular people. He wasn't extra. Nah, I can't do this. Right. I can't. And when he was like, yo, you trying to sip with Flip? I'm like, they rhyme with everything. So he's like, yo, you try to sip with Flip? So I'm like, oh shit. Like, yeah, so it's different, man. For
they
real.
ride slabs.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. It's refreshing once you find out that energy is genuine. Like, okay, he's cool, you know what I mean? Yeah,
you feel it off of them. Like, they're not trying to they get over on you, or they're not downplaying you. They don't look down. You know, you feel the energy. Like,
you definitely can.
It's just love. So,
you know who Jordan Peele is?
I know of him.
I was gonna ask you, Jordan Peele or Spike Lee. So I figured you rock with Spike Lee.
I know more of Spike Lee's work, so I would say Spike.
More familiar. Spike.
I would say Spike.
Spike had a long run.
Yeah, he had a long run where it was like, I feel like every rapper has had a Spike Lee bar.
Legendary.
You know what I'm saying? Every rapper. If you've been rapping for a minute, you got a Spike Lee bar.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's how strong of a run he had.
I like
everybody.
School Days. It was all Spike Lee joint.
Man.
So check me out. Let me ask you this: one gotta go, Netflix or Tubi?
Tubi, of course. Get out of here. You gotta get out of here. And I'm not even on it. Like, it just like go
stick a fork in it.
Yeah, get out of here. And don't get me wrong. Like, Tubi's cool. Sometimes they've changed a lot of things to get accepted on there, but I was watching Tubi, it was just, I'm like, bro, what?
I feel like
it's more extra.
I feel like more older joints are thrown on Tubi. I feel like,
yeah, but like I said, it was this movie that I watched specifically. This innocent girl she was dating this drug dealer, and he was like abusing her.
The extra films.
And it was, that's, of course, abuse is not funny at all. They're acting. I was laughing at their acting.
I laugh
I
at
was
bad
just-
acting. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it was the acting that was funny. Like I said, I'm not laughing at abuse at all.
I feel you,
but it was like,
I feel you.
Get over here before I knock your ass out. And it was like, and she was like, please don't. And it was like, bro. Yo, what? Please don't. What?
Yo, I laugh at stuff you don't supposed to laugh at too.
I'm like, this is horrible. Like, what? Like, how do you get? Like, that's crazy. Like, y'all accepted this. Like, what is the process of getting accepted on here? It has to be. Yeah.
The level of ratchetness you can't accept.
Oh my God. He locked her in the room. Like, he was treating her bad. He was like, you ain't allowed to get out this room,
bro,
until you realize who the master is, to the king. And like, who says that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
This is giving off creep vibe. Yeah.
And she was like, acting like she was banging on the door. Like, she was like, let me out.
Yeah, that's sus.
Let me out. And it was cringe. It was cringe. I was like, I ain't gonna watch Tubi though.
It's too much.
Chilling on Tubi.
Man, yo, them Lifetime movies be crazy. Legitly.
Man, Lifetime.
The titles itself.
Yeah.
It'd be like Stalker of My Ex-Husband's Neighbor or something. You know what I mean?
What? I know that happens, but it's
every title is super toxic.
Yeah, it's creepy. Like, it's like, it almost makes you feel like these who's going through this for real? Because y'all just keep harboring on these titles and stuff, man. Yeah, who's writing this?
Like
it's too detailed.
Acting be, yo, it's too cheesy sometimes.
But it's exactly. That's what it is.
It's the word. It's corny.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of it's just it's like, okay, y'all really going overboard.
No doubt, man. Shit, they gotta relax. So who you rocking with, Steven Spielberg or Quentin Tarantino?
I'm not too hip.
You're not? Yeah.
Cause I know more of Steven Spielberg, so of course I would.
He's tough.
Yeah, so of course I'll probably go that way.
I'm a fan. That's why I threw him in there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm not too hip.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction. I think he did Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so restaurants or home cooked meals, what are you rocking with?
I ain't gonna lie, Brody. I like home cooked meals.
Mm-hmm.
And
Take it back.
I be chefing shit myself.
No doubt.
So I think I actually enjoy. Don't get me wrong. I like being cooked for.
No doubt.
But I'm the chef in my house.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's no shot to, you know what I'm saying, my shorty or anything like that. But it's just I enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
I'd be like, watch out. Like, let me, like, I like to cook.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's just cause like my granny showed me how to cook.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She's not with us no more. So when I cook, I almost feel like she's right there with me.
I love that.
I almost kind of like if you ever see me cook, I'll be talking. It'll seem like I'm talking to myself, but I'll be talking to her.
Understandable.
It helps me accept that she's gone.
It's like she's living through you.
Yeah, certain things that she taught me, I'll be talking to her through it, and it helps me accept that she's gone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm cooking, I'm like, I know I put too much salt. Don't get on me. I know I put too much salt.
That's a spiritual level, though.
You know what I'm saying?
That, man.
So, like I said, she really helped. Like, she showed me how to cook. When I'm talking, I'm like lit, like young, like you're not supposed to be in the kitchen. I'm talking like 4 or 5, like in the chair. Yeah. And she's like, "Yup, now add this, add this." Yup. So I remember all of that. So I'm very like, I know what I'm doing in the kitchen.
And you're strategic.
Yeah, I may not know the science behind why things. They be like, "Why you put that?" I don't know. It just tastes good when you do it like this, or it just comes out better when I don't know.
You got that natural sauce.
Yes. Like I said, she didn't really break down the science behind a lot of things on why this is like, but I just know, hey, no, you're not supposed to do that, bro.
Hey, most good cooks you see they in there going like, they moving like this, they sprinkling and they splattering and then they usually not be measuring.
Man.
Let me ask you this, fam. If you could bring back one TV show, which one?
If I can bring back one TV show.
Yeah, classic one.
That's hard.
Petty question, huh?
I know it's because it's like most of the TV shows they were younger and everybody's older now. You know what I'm saying? But probably like a Fresh Prince or something like that.
That's tough.
Like
that's classic.
It was just, I ain't gonna lie, you got your people that was like a Martin fan or a Jamie Foxx or a Fresh Prince.
I love them all. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love them all.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but I was more of a Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince is dope. It's
You know
super original and authentic.
Yes, because even though, like I said, even though I grew up with my mom and my pops,
that's tough.
I still kind of felt like Will a little bit.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my peoples. I love my peoples, and everything. And that ain't no shot to them.
Like that episode where he was getting expressive about his pops and emotional about his pops not being in his life. That was a cool episode though. That was
I always felt like the oddball of the family. Is what I'm saying. I always felt like the guy that just messed up all the time or whatever. I could never get it right.
Would you consider the black sheep of the family? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Like at first,
wolf or whatever?
Like at first, I think now I'm the golden child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh my God, my pop's like, man, you was a knucklehead growing up.
Yeah.
You got it together. Like, I'm proud of you. So I'm glad, that my parents, I got to hear them say that.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? I think everybody just wants, to make their parents proud.
Absolutely.
So I think, I'm thankful that I got to hear both of them say that. It was a very touching moment because my pops, I've never heard him say that.
There's sentimental value.
So
that.
Just recently I heard him say, like, you know what? I'm proud of you. So I was like, wait, what? Like he meant that. He don't say nothing just to say it.
Yeah.
He says what's on his mind, and it'll crush you a lot of times. But he says what's on his mind. He don't care if it's a kid or
he gonna say it.
It's gonna come out. 5 months. He's like, oh no, get him out the house. He cried too much. Like he don't care. Like he's just
say it with your chest.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people they like him for just being real.
And he's blunt.
Yes, and that's why a lot of people like my pops. For that.
I need to meet him, man.
But like I said, me and him was bumping heads growing up. You know what I'm saying? But now we're cool. You know what I'm saying?
It's just different personality.
Yeah, exactly.
So Champion or Nike? Which one you rocking with?
Nike.
Word.
I think people ruined Champion. Right?
Word.
I think people ruined I think Champion could have been something. It could have been something different, way greater. But
word.
I learned from certain brands on how they market certain things, and it really showed me how to market things, and it was a lot of people in Champion. It was a certain type of person that was wearing Champion, and I got a lot of Champion stuff, but I was like, man,
marketing can do it. It could do wonders,
like, man. Yes, marketing and who's marketing. Yeah, it's like they almost like it's okay. It's kind of like. Music. It's kind of like music.
They force the issue.
It's kind of like music, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a music video comes out, the music video kind of tells you, kind of like, this is what I want you. This is the vibe. This is what you're supposed to be doing when you listen to this song.
So they set the narrative.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like Nike. When you see a lot of Nike commercials, you see them, they're moving. They're always in motion. Whether they're running upstairs. They're always doing something.
Goes back to that marketing, right?
You never see anybody really standing still, just posing in Nike. They're doing something.
Like Gatorade.
That's why it's just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, when I'm like, I want some workout gear, but I want it to be stylish. I'm like, Nike, it just comes like Nike. You know what I'm saying? I need some good running shoes. Nike. You've seen the too many running commercials. Nike running commercials.
The second nature, because that repetitiveness, man, has been embedded in you.
So it's like Nike comes to mind when you're working out, when you're moving around, when you're doing stuff.
Flex your mind.
Yeah, flex your
When
mind.
I see that logo, it's time. You know, I know what time it is,
bro. And
Factual.
I think that's why I never put films on the end of it or production or anything. I just left it flex your mind because
simple.
It don't matter what I slap that on. What it can be, you know, it can be workout equipment.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or gear. Like,
It's a strong.
I want you to know, like, it's flex your mind. I want that to be a statement. Like, I want that to really sink in and hit. Like, flex your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, you know what I mean?
It's a huge general statement too.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
That can mean a multitude of different things.
Exactly.
That's
And like I
hard.
said, I just saying that I might actually do some workout gear. Like, while you in here flexing your muscles, don't forget to flex your mind too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
you've never been the one to stay in the box.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
You have never been the one to stay in the box. You've always applied pressure and been flexible. Yo, and now you're in a comfortable lane and a flourishing fire.
Man, for
You
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
You refuse to stay in that box. You could be this, you could do this. So how do you feel artificial intelligence has altered the trajectory for creators?
I'm glad you brought that up. So a lot of me and my fellow videographer homies have been scared for our life for this AI tech.
Speak on it.
But I think I've found some peace within it, you know, coming out, and I kind of relax a little more because I'm like, you gotta really think about it. Like, yeah, they're making it easy to make videos, but they're making it easier to make them, but it's still, the tech is still, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm gonna click this button and it's gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a process to get it. You still gotta have the vision, you know, and all of this. Just like I said, it's just like the AI with music and all of that.
Right.
Yes, they have it to where you can change your voice, alter your voice and all that, but if you don't like doing that process, who wants to do that? You're still going to pay somebody to do that. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's the same thing. It's like, I think a lot of us were scared that, you know, the consumers were just going to be like, oh, I don't need you anymore. I'm just going to do this myself. But it's like, no, like a lot of consumers don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, I think
they still don't want to deal with that.
That's a good point. I think people still appreciate authenticity and the value of originality.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
So I think, like I said, I think our job is still safe. I think, like I said, there's I forgot, Google, it's called V3 or something, where you can actually have an AI person and they can say whatever you want them to say, be wherever you want them to be, and it looks very real.
Crazy work.
But that was like, the subscription was like $300 a month. So first, to even test it or try it, you have to spend $300. And what if you don't learn it? What if you don't get it? So you just wasted $300. You know what I'm saying? So there's more to, like, oh, it's AI, y'all job, it's over with now. Like, no, it's still a lot more to it. Like, slow down. Like,
there's still a long way.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Still, you're not just like, yeah, it's easy, but it's gonna come with a price. You gonna still spend hundreds of dollars.
It's kind of like, you don't see everybody in the Tesla. You know what I mean?
Right, like,
it's
you know,
a small
Tesla,
percentage.
It drive itself and all of that, and it's easy, but you're still going to pay a price, bro.
Still 3% of the country only has Teslas, right?
You know what I'm saying? You're still going to pay a price to get in it.
That's a good fact, though. That's a good point.
You still have to pay for convenience,
and your perspective matters to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's a very solid point, man.
You still have to pay for convenience. Is my answer to that. So it's like, you want to pay for convenience for you know, this being easy, or just pay somebody to just handle that and they know what they're doing,
right?
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Especially in this creator space, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You might be able to use it for something else, but yeah,
exactly.
So you have any shout outs?
Yeah, man, I would say I want to shout out the people that really helped me on this journey. So I want to
word up.
You know, my bad if I forgot anybody, but you know, I'm a try just make it real smooth. Shout out John Woo, John Woo is really, John Woo's real authentic with me. He's not a yes man. If he doesn't like something and I'm like, what do you think about this? And he's like, hey bro, I don't think you should do it like this. And because this is why. He won't just tell me, he'll let me know why.
Bro, shout out to the dog, John.
He won't just be like, don't do that. He'll be like, hey, this is why. And he'll actually take time out of his day to go through whatever website he needs to show me and send me links and examples and things.
Man,
so it's like
just been super cool dude.
So it's like
that,
yo, and then he's thrown me jobs.
Yeah.
He's thrown me great jobs, to help me. I can probably right now tell Woo like, yo, I'm trying to get this piece of equipment. It's $6,000. Like, this is the deal I got. And he'll be like, all right, but he'll probably hit me same week. Like, yo, I got 2 people for you.
Bro, Woo is super solid.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
He's always been that way. I remember years back, man, he came all the way through and taught me how to use Pro Tools a certain way.
Yeah.
There was things I didn't know, man. He just came in, left me some notes, and shout out to Woo.
He's passionate on helping people. Yeah. He will take the time out of his day, if you're serious.
That's a good one.
I think that's why people, really rock with him in the community. I want to say him. I want to say shout out Dame. I talk to Dame almost every morning, and we game plan about what we can do to better our career. And we may talk on the phone for like 2 hours, but we have homework every time we get off the phone. Every time. It may be a 2-hour long conversation, but we ain't just kicking it, talking about whatever. We're strategizing for those 2 hours, and we're coming up with new plans. And when we get off the phone, it's like, dang, I got so much homework now. So that's just it's like almost every morning, we hit the gym together and all of that, so that's an actual, he kind of showed me what friends, what having real friends is really about, like somebody who actually pushes you. Like, man,
big shout out to that. He's one of those ones that's gonna push you in. Yeah, both of y'all have that energy that
we actually push each other, bro. So like I said, he showed me what, like, dang, this is what an actual friend is, bro.
And you want to be around that. You know what I mean? It gravitates you toward that. People that genuinely, truly want to see you win does wonders.
Man, facts.
It really does, bro.
Facts.
And
I want to say probably like 2-3 more people. I want to say shout out to Steven, my guy Steven. Steven actually played a big part in FYM, if not a lot of people know. I've said it multiple times, but Steven, he actually, even when I had this beat up car, bro, in the beginning, like I got a brand new car out there, bro.
Doing your growing pains.
I got a brand new car out there, bro. At 5 miles on the 2024. It's electric.
It's hard.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I got approved for like $50K. But so this, I say that to say, like, maybe 3 years ago, my credit was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He helped me build my credit. He put me on his credit card. I didn't have access to the credit card, of course, but he was like, yo, I'm gonna help you. He was like, bro, I'm gonna put you on my credit card. It's gonna boost your credit. I didn't really know too much about credit because I was still in the mindset of being a rapper of, I worry about credit when I make these millions.
You had to be ignorant.
You know what I'm saying? Being ignorant
opens your mind up.
Yeah. So he was kind of like, yo, you need credit because this, and that. Because dude had like almost, fucking $250,000 of credit.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me this. And he's like, bro, you're making more than me right now. So it was like, bro, what? So that messed me up. Like the fact that he could swipe for anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like in the beginning, it was like maybe an item or two or whatever that he actually swiped for. Was like, hey, I'm like, yo, I'm building for this. And he actually swiped and got it and was like, just throw me the bread back. And I gave him the bread back. And and I'm like, yo, that was love, bro.
He also believed in you too.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so that was also another connection. And he told me, he was like, yo, I want to get into this, this camera stuff.
Yeah.
And my camera, I spent like $2,500 on it at the time. Like I gave him my camera, I gave him a stabilizer. You know what I'm saying? So we was helping each other out.
I love that connection and brother.
You know what I'm saying? So we was helping each other out, bro. And I'm like, yo, I'll teach you anything. Even now, if he's like, yo, I want a video. You don't have to ever pay me for a video.
That's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about.
You don't have to ever pay me for a video, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
that relationship. Right?
And like I said, even now, bro, that was like 3 years ago. Also, I'd say one more other thing he did. Yeah, I'd say one more other thing he did, bro. It was around the same time, bro. He co-signed to get my first whip, my first car.
Word.
Yeah. So he was just like, bro, I know where you're going, and I just believe in you, bro. Mm-hmm. And it was so crazy because I was like, nah, bro, don't do that. I don't want that pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
feel like you didn't want to owe him anything and all that stuff.
Because I'm like, come on, I'm doing this full time. I don't want this.
He's not looking at it, and he's looking at it as I believe in you, and I love you.
Yeah, no, for real.
I care about you, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want this to fail, and then now I mess up your credit or something. And the crazy part happened, bro. This is so dope. It was bad, but it was good at the same time. But it was like a couple months afterward, maybe 6 months, I wound up getting in a car wreck, very small car wreck, but they totaled it and they wound up paying off the car. And I was able to get the car by myself on my own. So it was God. It was God. It was God. So
God.
He was like, yo, I'm not saying I'm glad that happened. He was like, but that was dope. He was like, because I would have still. He said, I'd still do it now. He was like, but hey, that was dope. I was like, no, for sure.
It panned out to perfection.
It panned out. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful, bro.
So yeah, shout out Steven, bro. He played a major part.
Big shout out to him, man. Yo.
Shout out to my shorty D. Wow. Of course, we do a great job with being parents, bro. And we may, just like everybody, you may argue sometimes, whatever, but we never, bro, that is the dopest part about our connection. We never, ever use the kids against, she never dogs me out to my son, bro. Yeah, never, we can hit a moment, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, it's over with. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hits those moments but she will never be like, F your dad. If my son's 1.5, bro. You know what I'm saying? If at any moment, and he'll say dad, like he'll keep saying dad. So if at any moment where he's doing that, she's like, I'm just calling you because he kept saying dad, he wants to speak to you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'll see him, he'll start laughing and kicking. So thoughtful. That's dope. Yeah, bro, that's the most valuable thing about
That's the about her. To be grateful for. Yeah,
I love that, bro.
Because a lot of people's other situations don't go as smoothly,
bro.
It doesn't always work out that way.
It doesn't. I mean? It doesn't. So that's why I say over anything. Oh my God, I really value about. If you watching, I know you're gonna watch this. I appreciate that for real.
That's solid. Beautiful. That's solid. Super solid. Shout out to that, man. I like that respect, man.
And that last but not least, I would just say this, just shout out all my clients. I'm going to just say all my clients. Yeah. I'm going to say all my clients.
The selection money.
Because a lot of my clients, we actually sit on the phone, like I said, for an hour or two. And it's almost all of them. That's why it's hard to name, because it's almost all of my clients. If you see me do more than 2-3 videos with them, that I'm talking about them.
So it's deeper than the surface,
Man, we actually we don't talk about the business side. Sometimes we just vent and we just talk about mental health, and so it's almost like we really fam. Yeah. I really check up on them, they really check up on me, hey, bro, I wasn't even asking about no videos or nothing. I was just seeing what you was on, bro. Just seeing how you was doing. Remember you said this is what you was working towards. I found this and that to help you do this. And I'm like, what? I'm like, bro, thank you. What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's what I was on at that moment.
It's like, bro, that's crazy. So just shout out to my clients, bro. Y'all really let me know that there's real good people. There's actually genuinely good people out here.
Yes.
And a lot of times we think, oh man, the world's an effed up place. Mm-hmm. And it is, but the world is not just filled with evil people and there's no good people. It's not, Yeah, exactly.
There's a
There
balance.
is a balance. You just have to get around those.
That's
people.
what this platform is all about, bro. Because look, tomorrow's not promised. I love to give flowers to who deserve them. You know what I mean? Show my
Right.
appreciation, put it on display with no pride, and show that genuine love, man. That's it.
Right.
That's it, man.
For sure.
I love to see people shine. So you continue to elevate, man. Keep prospering. Yo, you're cultivating greatness. Always fun and exciting to see what's next to pop up from you. You know what I mean?
No,
And
sure.
I'm in high admiration. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wanted to pull in, show you that love. Keep servicing that work on display for us and the culture. You're a strong inspiration. You've paved the way for upcoming young filmmakers, content creators, videographers, entrepreneurs, business owners, brand owners, and ultimately successful fathers. And just being a great, genuine guy, man. So
For sure.
I appreciate your time, my brother, for sure. For Sugar Dig.
Yes, sir.
Man, keep killing it out there.
Yes, sir.
You're
Yes,
lining
sir.
them up, man.
Yes, sir.
And the dread game is crazy. Proper. I got to step y'all's game. Yo, he ready for the camera himself.
This could have been it.
You already know. But yo, we rocking like that. Flex your mind.
Flex your mind.
Put your order in.
Flex your mind.
Let's get the business.